haven't seen it in a while, which is pretty cool. It's been wrapped up in the tarp outside for a month and a bit. But yeah, this is it so far. So we're just going to go through, just going to weld up all the useless holes that I have no need for anymore, as well as the firewall, and clean it all up. And I'm just going to wire brush that and treat it. Make sure I can check all the joints and stuff like that. There's a crack there from the where the filter goes, that bolts on. I think just from excessive shaking, it's just started to crack it. So I'll probably just weld that up as well, because this is a leaf sprung cab. I'm not sure the reason why. Maybe because it's a 99 model GQ, but they put the welds for the shock mounts on the inside, but the underside they haven't cut it out. So I'm just gonna find out where the hole is, try and mark it, and then I'm just gonna cut out the recess for it, just so the shock towers, these babies, will all be able to fit in the cab. Also, when I was cleaning it, when I had it up on its back, I was gurneying it and stuff like that, I actually found out it actually has rubbed through the little clutch line there, rubbed through the bit of steel there. So I'm going to fix that up, weld that up as well. Other than that, it's in pretty really good nick. Pretty happy with it. I just need to take my time, fill up all the holes, clean it all out properly. And then we get to the roof. This is where the majority of all of the rust is. So it's just like, that's a big hole there, there's a bigger hole there. It's starting there, as well as on the other side. So just starting there, like starting to weaken the material. A little bit there, a little bit of surface rust there. So I'm just going to clean all that up, fix the roof up a bit. Slight cracking where the bog, or feels like bog, it's not really sanded that smooth. It's just like shrunk back and just cracked the paint. Slight crack there, I just noticed that underneath the plastic. I'll probably have to just rip that off and have a look. And just more slight crack in there, as well as the gutters. It's usually normal with these. Rear wall's good, it's just dirty from when I flipped it over and cleaned it. Just there where the water is meant to drip out from the window, starting to build up there and there, so not too bad. It was painted before I bought it. I don't know who by, but it looked pretty tidy. Just I don't know, just excessive wear. It's just starting to show through again. As well as I'll probably fix that a lot nicer. So also just checking all over it, making sure it's all good to go. So that's pretty much it on the outside. Just some more crack in there, and just there as well, and then down the gutter. Yeah. And inside, it's just a bit of water sat in here and just like started eating away because no one cleaned it or drained it. And just inside here where it must have just dripped in through firewall or aircon leak, I'm not too sure what it is. After it's sussed it out, and maybe just check up inside here, make sure it's not leaking anywhere. And it's the same on the other side. That's pretty much it. Start firing up and getting into it and grind all the rust out, and we'll go from there. But it's pretty cool. Like, this is getting extremely close. Like, look at that. Oh, it's gonna look sick on top of there. I can't wait, guys. This is unreal. You get into a real cool part of the build. Very excited. Let's go.
As like any build, this is the most time-consuming part. Fixing rust, welding holes, countless hours in the shed, and many grinding discs too. This part took a little over a month to be ready for paint.
Yo, so pretty much nearly all the holes all welded up. A bit more, I've got to focus on a few more spots so I can take them down a bit more. And some spots I just need to probably do a touch up of more weld in them. But it's looking pretty good. Most of all the useless holes are gone that I don't need anymore. I still haven't done anything onto this side yet, I will soon. But I will be, today's jobs will be putting a panel inside this to strengthen this all back up again. As you see, it's really flimsy. Once that that side piece has been taken off, it's sort of weakened it, and especially having the short side snorkel going in through there, the radius fabrication one, it's sort of weakened the frame there too, so I've got to strengthen that up as well. You can see there's a little bit of crack going on there too, just from how much flex it's got. So that's the job for today, bracing that. Also we'll be just clean, I gave it a little bit of whiz with the grinding pad, but the disc is really worn out. I just got some new ones today, which is good. So I'll hit all this up and make sure we clean up all this so I can see what the hell's going on underneath there. And just have a closer look how I'm going to fix it. Obviously there's two layers of steel there from the inside and outside, so I'll probably have to drill the spot welds out and just cut and pry it off where the bad spots are and fix it that way. Still got to weld those ones up. That's the old Safari snorkel, that's the radius fabrication snorkel holder, so fix all that. And as well as I've got to cut the insides of these out, the towers on the inside, because it was a leaf sprung. So I'll be doing that today, get most of the fabrication and everything done, finish this weekend, so I can start moving on to paint, which would be great. So this is another close up there. Once I remove that, I can see another crack there, so I've got to see what's going on there as well. And of course, just like pretty much where all the window was just holding water and just rusting it out. So we'll fix all of that, and hopefully we'll have it getting ready for paint for next week, which we meant. Cool as. So these are pretty much the pads that I'm using. These are, I haven't used this brand per se. This is from Bunnings now. They started selling these, which is good. So I haven't used this type of brand yet, but this is the other one I was using, just a rapid strip. I think I said something about it in the chassis fabrication video, but they are just amazing for stripping paint off steel. And they don't take steel off, like they just polish it pretty much. Like they took a little bit of steel off, but not too much that you're going to damage it or weaken it. So it's really, really handy for stripping paint, powder coat, all that sort of stuff off the steel. So yeah, originally I get them from Super Cheap, but they're out of stock, and we've just hit the 7-day lockdown, which is a shit house. So the only place I could really find that had them, which was luckily enough Bunnings, now sell a type of brand. So let's go give these ones a crack, and I'll just whiz up the side of the paint here, clean it all up, see what else is going on underneath the paint there. So sweet. Sweet, so that's the damage so far. Just hit it with a grinding disc with a stripper pad on it, and then just hit it with the wire wheel as well. That sort of ripped up all the shitty bits of steel off, all the rusty bits. So I'm just going to hit it with a bit of acid to fucking bite into it a bit more. and hopefully try and drip it in between the two bits of steel there so you can bite into it and get rid of all the rust. That's that spot there. And right there, it's just fucking destroyed the steel, but we'll fix it all up. So that's the main spot I really want to get rust inverter into, and obviously as well as all the major parts and get all inside there as well. And there, I'm not too sure what the fuck's going on. I think this has had a new roof put on, and they didn't do a really good job. So I'm just going to try and fix all that up as well. But get into it. Sweet, so I've just been drilling out the spot wells. There is a proper drill bit for that, but I couldn't find one in time for this, so I'm just drilling them all the way through, and I'll just spot weld it on the inside with the flat panel on top, not going through the top new surface. But pretty much marked it out where I'm going to cut out. Trying to keep it along that, I don't know if you can see it in the camera, but there's like a fold there in the steel, so trying to keep it either below it or on it, because then it'll be easy to just to grind down and match that fold without using much body filler. And I'm just pulling it apart with a chisel, just splicing it. I'll hammer that straight once it's once I've cut this piece out, and we'll weld the new piece in. So yep, drilled spot welds, drilled them out, and I'm just splitting it. Then we're going to cut out along the mark, and we'll fix it up. So there's the damage. Did end up cutting a little bit higher than what I needed to, just to get the wheel in there, but that's what happens, I guess. You can always just weld that up. You can see all where it's just this, I don't know what's happened, it's just sat water or something in there, and it's just fucking eating away at the bottom side of the steel, and it's obviously affected the top side. But that's alright, we're going to replace all that. I'll fold up some steel and we'll tack it in place. I'll show you the other side as well. I put some acid on that, sort of tidying that up a bit too. It's looking good. The same spot down there, it's turned it all black, as well as the corners where those other rust spots were. Yeah, I'll sort of hit it with a little bit of a grinding disc, but I'm going to put some more acid on it, just let it bite into it. And I'll have to straighten this part out. This one was a bit flimsy. I think the rust has pretty much gotten to the bottom of it, but I'll spray some more rust in there and tidy it all up. But she's getting there slowly. It's not really a straight cut either, that was my bad. But we'll fix it all up. Just the bits of rust. Eating this shit. And that one. Fold up some more steel and I'll chuck it all in there. I'll weld it all up. So that's those cut out. That's all getting fixed, that's all like soaking in. What's left is still that. I need to fold up some steel for that as well, and obviously cut out the shock house. Sweet, so I've ended up folding up some steel. Just a bit longer than what I needed, but I'm just going to chop it up in a minute. But I've sort of got the right folds in the right spot. I just need to fold that top lip down a bit more, or vice versa with the other fold, but we'll get it in there, trim it up, make sure it fits up nicely, and we'll start packing these in, which would be great. It's just pretty thin steel, just stuff I had laying around at work. The other stuff I took was a bit too thick to fit in there, to fold, so I ended up just using some thinner stuff. But that's looking pretty good there, like it's pretty close. Just got to cut it to size, and that will be a new windshield channel all welded in there, which will be good. Also, all the rust has sort of been eaten away from the inverter that I chucked on it, and I just got to straighten this out before I start tacking it in as well. So I end up cutting all this up, getting it ready, it'll fitting pretty nice, and we'll just go ahead and start tacking it in, which will be sweet. Cool as. Pretty much rule of thumb is cut it a bit bigger than what you need it, and then you can always trim it up to shape. You can't add what you've already cut off, or you can if you just want to keep welding, but you're better off just doing that, cutting a bit more, then just grinding it out, make sure it fits all nice on both sides, and should be fitting up pretty nice, and we'll tack it into place. Sweet, so I've pretty much got this one pretty good. Yeah, you also got to look like along it, make sure it's lining up with your arches or your bends and whatnot. It looks seamless, pretty much going along, you know it's going to pretty much line up. The rest of it you can fill up with body filler or weld, whatever you want to do with it. I'll go ahead and weld this one in, and that'll be 2 out of 3. And I have this up. Probably going to venture. I don't know if you able to see it, but when you look along, you sort of see it looking pretty good at the lines that are originally with the body, so not too bad. Cool as, guys. So it is a couple weeks later. I've been on and off working on it, but majority of all the holes are all good to go. That whole side's all been fixed up. Majority of all the small useless holes in the firewall are all gone, which is good. I'm just going through cleaning up some of the rust there, and just cleaning up all bits and spots which I don't like. It's come up pretty good. I've done this side, I've cut out that tower, shock tower, and that's come up pretty good as well. I'm just lining back till I sort of see where the fold is, just on there. No, just where to stop. I'll probably just flex that up, and once this is all done, I'll got to stone guard it all and seal it all up. Roof is going really well. It's got all its bends in the right spot. I think I just got to take down a bit more on the weld there and a little bit there, and make sure I re-weld the spot welds again. But roof's just about done. I've even got some putty on that side, so it's looking good. Got all the line all the way down, which is great. Still got to get tack that rust spot in there and the bottom of each floor. Don't worry about all that. It's just all the grinding dust and shit like that. I have to blow it all out yet. Right here, I'm just about to fix these little holes here. I saw this trick on YouTube. I can't quite remember the name of him. I'll put it up there in the screen somewhere. Just because I just watched the video and he had a really good idea of doing it. You use like old steel coat hangers and just weld onto a bit of steel, grind it up and just plug it in, and then you just grind that off. So that's working really good. I'll probably do a quick little video on that. Just cutting out some steel and then just using some old welding wire to just hang around, and just tacking that to that, and then just grinding up and plugging them. So it's going really well. Almost there. Can't wait for paint. So you'll have to bear with me with the lighting. I've just unplugged that so I can plug all my grinder and welder all in at the same time. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just cutting out a really thin circle. Don't mind me, these are really shit snips. Roughly just get it down as much as you can with the snips.
It's roughly there. Alrighty. Ew. So just try and line it up. That's pretty close. See, I've got it stuck in there. I reckon that would just about do it. Sweet. Yep, I'm happy with that. Alrighty, turn the welder back on. Sorry, the garage is absolutely filthy, but you get that when you're using this much, grinding this much shit off and grinding all the old paint off. So we'll just sit in there. Let it fit nicely. Oh. Cool. Sweet. And just carry that on with the next one. And we'll grind it up all nice and smooth once I've tacked it fully in place. But found out it's actually a really good method, so I'm pretty happy with it. Cool, so I've got it all welded up, it's looking good.
Last ones I need to do is just a few spot welds underneath with the new plate and just tidy up the holes a little bit more, and then she's almost done. Almost all ready for starting to fill in with all the scuff marks and stuff, start bogging it up and get it ready for undercoating, which will be mint. Can't wait.
Connor was keen to learn, so I let him have a go at etching the bare steel prior to putting on the stone guard on the underside of the cab.
Oh, you're right there. I was like, where'd you go?
Hey,
You
alright.
want to spray this whole thing as well?
Yeah, go for it.
The stone guard here was a bit thick as I didn't thin it down. We rushed to Super Cheap and grabbed a couple more bottles and finished the job. It's time to dive into the bodywork. Most people hate it, but I don't mind it. Just listen to music and zone out. It's pretty much just sanding, bogging, sanding, bogging, sanding again, bogging again, and repeat until you get the desired finish you want. Well, that wraps up this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. The rest of this video is pretty much rubbing down the rest of the car and cleaning it ready for undercoat and paint, which will be the next episode. Has been a long time coming, I understand that, but I've got some free time now to start sticking into my episodes and getting them out frequently. And I hope you guys come along for the journey of this car, and I'll probably catch you guys again next time. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you like and subscribe and all that jazz, and I'll catch you guys then. Take care.